Breaking news, special report. Good evening, Fame Alert viewers. Tonight, we bring you the shocking, long-awaited resolution to a harrowing week-long saga that gripped the nation. The relentless, intense manhunt for quadruple murder suspect, Austin Drummond, has finally come to an end. We can confirm, Austin Drummond is officially in custody in Tennessee. The fear, the uncertainty, the sheer terror that has plagued communities for 7 agonizing days. It's over. Authorities wasted no time in releasing a powerful, almost haunting image of Drummond just moments after his apprehension. You can see it here. He stands, cuffed, his gaze direct, yet his posture utterly defeated. After a week on the run, a week where he became one of Tennessee's most wanted, the sheer weight of his alleged crimes seems to have finally crushed him. This dramatic arrest brings closure to an investigation that began with unspeakable horror. Just days ago, surveillance footage emerged that sent shivers down spines across the country. It captured Drummond, dressed chillingly in camouflage, armed with a high-capacity rifle, attempting to force his way into a church. A desperate, armed man, seemingly ready for more violence. The question on everyone's mind was, where would he strike next? And how would this terrifying pursuit finally conclude? The pivotal moment, the break in this high-stakes case, occurred just this morning. The apprehension came not from a massive law enforcement sweep, but from the keen observation of an everyday citizen. Ricardo Contreras, a man simply doing his job in the area, noticed something profoundly out of place. A figure lurking in the wooded area, an unusual sight given the active manhunt and the lockdown state of the community. His quick thinking, his immediate call to 911, was the crucial tip that brought authorities directly to Drummond's location. Police swarmed the area with incredible speed. Officers were already en route, practically arriving on scene as Contreras was still on the phone, relaying details. Within moments, the long arm of the law finally reached Austin Drummond.
The guy walking in the middle of the wood.
Thank you.
And we thought, like, nobody wants to walk in the middle of the wood, in the middle of this stuff. So we was kind of like very sure it was the guy. So I called the police immediately when the guy was walking right there and kind of like give them the location and everything.
He was apprehended without incident, reportedly unarmed at the time of his arrest. A stark contrast to the armed figure seen just days prior. This peaceful resolution was a tremendous relief for law enforcement and the communities they serve, who had braced for a potentially violent confrontation. But the true horror began 7 days earlier, last Tuesday, with a discovery that shocked the conscience of Tennessee.
The first call we got, he was out in that area. The second call that we got that led to the apprehension, he had been in that area and was in the wood line, I believe, the wood line right behind that. So, but as far as the location where he was standing or staying overnight or during the day, yes, it was an abandoned or a vacant building.
In rural Lake County, the bodies of 4 individuals were found, victims of an execution-style shooting. The victims were identified as Matthew Wilson and Adriana Williams, the beloved parents of a baby. Hours before their bodies were found, their infant child was discovered, abandoned but miraculously alive, still in its car seat, left on the porch of a stranger's house in Dyer County. The brutality didn't stop there. Also among the deceased were the baby's maternal grandmother, Courtney Rose, and 15-year-old uncle, Braden Williams. An entire family unit almost completely annihilated. For days, a chilling mystery hung in the air. Who would commit such an atrocity? And what was their connection to this devastated family? Today, those questions began to be answered. For the first time, law enforcement officially confirmed Austin Drummond's horrifying connection. He allegedly killed his girlfriend's mother and sister. The depths of this betrayal, the sheer coldness of such an act, remain almost incomprehensible. As for a motive, police have remained tight-lipped, offering no immediate answers about what drove Drummond to commit such unspeakable violence, or if he uttered anything after his arrest. Adding another layer of dread to this already disturbing case is Austin Drummond's extensive, violent criminal history. This isn't his first brush with the law. Far from it. He was only released from prison in September of last year, having served more than a decade behind bars. His previous conviction? A 2013 armed robbery of a convenience store, where he brandished a pistol directly in the face of a clerk, escaping with a paltry $44 in cash. His time in prison offers a chilling glimpse into his character. Records from 2020, during a parole hearing, reveal a deeply troubled and defiant individual. The district attorney for the 26th District in Tennessee documented an astonishing 25 disciplinary actions against Drummond while incarcerated. These included refusing orders, drug possession, defiance, and even being found in possession of a deadly weapon within the prison walls. But perhaps most disturbing was a phone call he made to his father after his 2013 conviction, where he chillingly stated he would target jurors and the victim in that robbery case, vowing they are going to regret it. "I'll be out one day." A clear warning of future violence, unheeded. And here's where the system seemingly failed. At the very moment he was allegedly committing these quadruple murders, just last week, Austin Drummond was out on bail. A mere $30,000 bond for an attempted murder charge stemming from an incident that occurred while he was already incarcerated. This raises profound questions about how such a dangerous individual was allowed back onto the streets, free to allegedly commit the ultimate crime. Adding to his notorious profile, reports have surfaced that Austin Drummond was a member of the Vice Lords, a gang with roots in Chicago. For those unfamiliar, the Vice Lords originated on the west side of Chicago, a powerful, organized criminal entity. While it might seem unusual for a Caucasian man to be associated with this particular gang, it's often the case that individuals seeking protection or affiliation within the brutal hierarchy of the prison system align themselves with established groups. Once released, the influence of such gang affiliations can vary, sometimes providing a network for petty crime or acting as drug mules. It paints a picture of a man deeply entrenched in a life of crime, seeking power and protection even behind bars. Further shocking revelations from his prison tenure include astonishing Facebook posts from 2023 while he was supposedly in a maximum security prison. These posts depict him not only online, but seemingly enjoying amenities like alcohol, specifically Sarek vodka, along with Hunt Brothers pizza and video games, all while possessing cell phones. The sheer audacity of these posts, displaying prohibited contraband within a correctional facility, speaks volumes about the laxity of the system and Drummond's blatant disregard for rules. How could a maximum security prison allow such a level of contraband and communication? This will undoubtedly be a focus of further scrutiny. Now, with Drummond in custody, the focus shifts to the next phase, the interrogation and the legal battle ahead. Seasoned detectives, when faced with a suspect like Drummond, approach with meticulous caution. The goal? To obtain his account of what transpired, without leading him or planting information. Every statement must come spontaneously from him, ensuring the integrity of the prosecution. For a detective who has dealt with countless murder cases, facing an individual accused of taking 4 lives presents a unique and somber challenge. The stark contrast in Drummond's alleged actions, leaving an infant alive, an act of almost inexplicable compassion from a man accused of such brutality, juxtaposed with his career criminal background and alleged cold-blooded killings, raises complex psychological questions. Was this a calculated act, a desperate attempt to eliminate witnesses while sparing one who couldn't identify him? Or was there truly a sliver of humanity, a crack in the facade of a hardened criminal? Some experts categorize individuals like Drummond not as pure sociopaths, but as 3-time losers, career criminals whose escalating violence becomes a desperate attempt to cover their tracks once the initial crime is committed. Beyond Drummond, 4 additional individuals have been arrested, accused of aiding him during his week on the run. They face charges of accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. The legal ramifications for these alleged accomplices are severe. Held without bond, they could face significant prison time if proven to have knowingly harbored a quadruple murder suspect. This manhunt, initially a daunting challenge in the rural expanse of Tennessee, ultimately succeeded thanks to the combined resources of state and federal agencies, including the U.S. Marshals and FBI, and the invaluable assistance of a vigilant public. The capture of Austin Drummond is a moment of profound relief, especially for the law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line every day. For them, knowing that a dangerous individual capable of such violence is off the streets is an immense source of pride. Yet, this pride is tempered by the grim reality that 4 lives have been irrevocably lost, and an innocent baby will grow up without a mother, a father, a grandmother, or an uncle. The story of Austin Drummond is far from over. His arrest marks the end of a terrifying chapter, but the long, arduous journey through the criminal justice system has just begun. He faces charges for 4 murders, as well as the abandonment of the child. The quest for justice for Matthew Wilson, Adriana Williams, Courtney Rose, and Braden Williams, and for the orphan infant, now moves to the courtroom. Stay with Fame Alert for continuous updates on this evolving story. We will bring you every development as it unfolds.